Introducing Brian Blog's audio articles, now available only at Brian Blog's Corner Club at www.patreon.com/Brian Too Bad TV Solange, my newest upgrade for valued Patron members. For older blogs, you can now click on the audio file attachment below the written article. Download it on your Android, iPhone, laptop, or desktop. For newer blogs, simply click on the audio strip as seen in this illustration, and then listen along as you read it, or just choose to listen as I personally narrate yet another one of my classical masterpieces. It will be just like listening to my public videos on YouTube, BitChute, and Black Avenger TV, only you will have exclusive access to audible and written material available only to paying patron members. For as little as $7 a month, you can become a member of this important club of like-minded thinking individuals. Get the latest updates on news, stories trending on social media, and cold case files, as well as new revelations on historical events and political issues. With Brian's blog audio articles, you now get twice the content for the same price. Again, if you want to enjoy a members-only club where you get to choose whether you want to read or listen to my awesome content, sign up for as little as $7 a month. That's less than a standard fast food combo meal these days. Become a member of Brian Blog's Corner Club at www.patreon.com/Brian Too Bad TV Solange and enjoy exclusive access to audio article blog library only available at the Brian Blog's Corner Club today.
Dad, come check it out, nigga. Ready the camera, nigga. Tear that ass up, yeah. You like that? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Bustin' that, hold on. I'ma bustin' out your motherfucking mouth. Hold on, take this motherfucker. Hope not bust it. I'ma bust nut in your mother. Bitch, you got some bomb ass pussy. 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 The bar's closed. Bitch, you got some bomb ass pussy. Have you ever had some bomb pussy? Have you ever had some bomb pussy? Have you ever had some bomb pussy? Have you ever? I took a trip to the other side of the planet. Fucking hoes in Japan, didn't understand it. Joe Cool is my witness and the homie style. Blowasaki Part 1 getting buck wild with some hoes from the other side of the globe. I mean this bitch pussy so tight it's fitting like a glove. Could it be a small case of puppy love, you see? Hey bitch, you ain't in love with me. Now if I fucked your bitch, would a nigga trip? Did you know your hoes going round blowing niggas' dicks? Now would you trip? Now trip or can I go back to when me and Daz was chillin' in Atlanta? Atlanta was the place to be. See, it was bitches and shit. We had a show to go do down at the freak.
Where you compare yourself to some like the Cleopatras of the world and so forth?
I do believe that there are a string of women historically who possess power, and a lot of times that power is distributed through sexual prowess, but it is never the end of the story. You know, that's just kind of a piece of it. So yeah.
You mentioned recently, I think you said you can't slut shame me.
You can't slut shame me.
Right. And Amber Rose was doing something similar also.
Really?
Yeah, she's organizing a slut walk.
Yeah. You know,
what does that mean? Slut shaming.
What slut shaming is when society shames a woman for the amount of sex she either is or isn't having, depending on what the truth is. but yet that doesn't happen to men, right? So
They're celebrated.
yeah, men are celebrated for their sexual conquests, while women are denigrated for their sexual conquests. I don't subscribe to that shit. Like, to be very blunt and very crass and pedestrian right now, I can fuck who I want, when I want, how I want, as many times as I want, where I want, whenever. It doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want. Whatever makes me happy, I can do that. If it makes me happy, then it makes me fucking happy, and that's it. I'm 36 years old, okay? So you're not talking to a little girl. And then I think people still think I'm 20-something. So they talk to me like I'm 20-something. As I've gotten older, I have become more aware of my sexuality and how to use it, how not to use it, understanding that sex is a power, and that, like any power, it is actually more powerful when harnessed. I've learned that. But if I wanted to have sex with whoever, whenever, however, I don't deserve to be judged for that, especially not by such a ruined society. You know, judgment from other sinners is invalid. So especially, I mean, listen, if God wants to come down and tell me I'm doing something horrible, cool, got it. I'm down for that.
Right.
But another sinner doesn't get to tell me whether my sin is too sinful. Like, you don't get to do that.
Your white
I don't care
God
what it
tell
is.
you it's okay, bro.
And
Right?
when I'm having sex with a man, he's having sex with me. We're having the same fucking sex. So why am I the dirty person here? And then I realized something very powerful. If I'm seen with my local postman and he's my guy, no one's mad at that. If I'm seen, as I have been seen with Wayne or someone else, look at this whore. I'm only a whore when I'm with this guy. I'm not a whore when I'm with this guy. So your feeling isn't about me. It's about this guy.
Interesting.
Because if you saw me with somebody you never knew, I've dated regular people. I've been married to regular people. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But if I'm seen with someone who someone else thinks is famous, who someone else thinks is somebody special, then I'm groupies and whores and sluts. And why can't I be a slut with the postman? Maybe I'm totally slutty for this postman. But you don't care about that because you don't see him that way. You see this guy as garbage. Therefore, if I'm with him, I too instantly become trash. If I have sex with you and now I'm trash, but I wasn't trash before, the only thing that changed is that I had sex with you. Therefore, you sullied me. Therefore, your issue is with you and not with me.
Right.
And that brings it all home for me. A woman is judged by the man she's with a lot more times than how many men she's with. Because if I had sex with 20 regular nobodies and school teachers and firemen that you wouldn't care.
This bitch is lying through her teeth.
But it's the type of man that I'm with.
No lies.
And you feel a certain way about them. You actually think less of them. So that any woman that they're with has to be less.
How do you feel about the superhead name that's kind of followed you around for all these years?
I didn't make it up.
Who made it up?
Nobody made it up. It was in a Jadakiss song.
Right. And there was a chick named Superhead. She gave Superhead.
Shout out to Jadakiss who calls me Superbread. Love him.
Even gave the Superhead.
Right. It was a lyric. I didn't know Jadakiss at the time. I met Jadakiss years later. Right? I think I met Kiss in 2000, who knows, 8 or something, right? And we had that conversation, and I was like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Well, how did that lyric get connected to you?
Well, because I'm good at everything I do. So let's be super honest here, and I'm gonna be really frank and a little uncouth. I'm not gonna suck a dick unless I'm gonna do it great. I'm not gonna write a book unless I'm gonna do it great. I'm not gonna cook a meal unless I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna touch anything unless I plan on doing it better than anyone else you've ever met in your entire life.
Right.
That's how I like to do things. That's the energy I put forth in everything. I'm not one of those girls who's gonna look at it and be like, I don't want it. Because then you get lazy blowjobs. Don't nobody want no lazy blowjob. No man, no woman wants lazy head either. The worst thing is for a man to be down there and he's just like, don't touch it. Get away from it. Because you're gonna frustrating me. And I'd rather be super at it than mediocre. I don't, when a woman isn't good in bed, you're going to shame her. But then when she's good in bed, you're going to shame her. Make up your fucking mind. If I was terrible at it, you'd be like, oh my God, that bitch can't suck a dick for shit. That fucking bitch, she just laid there like a cold fish and I had to do all the work and that's how the rhetoric goes. But then when a woman's good at it, you're upset. And the reason why you're upset is because you have to think to yourself, how did she get so good at it?
Right.
She's had practice. That means she's had other penises. That means she can judge my penis based on the other penis. Oh my God, what if my penis is too small? These things go through men's head all the time. Men ask about other men's penises all the time. Well, how big was... Men ask about other men's penises more than women.
So you're saying that guys you dated would ask about Wayne's penis?
Of course. People still ask me about Wayne's penis. People ask penis questions all the time. Other men want to know what other men are built like. Because that's your biggest insecurity. You have two insecurities, your money and your dick. Those are your two insecurities. And if you don't have enough of either, you feel inadequate. And so the more experience a woman has, the more she's able to judge your penis. And if a woman has seen 5 penises, she can look at yours and say, that's a medium penis. If a woman has only had 1 penis, she's gonna look at your little dick and say, oh my God, that's so huge, because she's never seen a penis in her whole life. This is why men want virgins. Because then we can't look at your little dick and say, that shit is small, bruh.
That's the reason?
That's part of the reason.
Interesting.
Because if a woman starts having sex, and she has been sexually liberated, and she has done her sexual due diligence before settling down. Because the thing about marriage is this, and I'll tell you from personal experience, I've married a man with a very small penis. For me, that's grounds for divorce. You could be the best person in the world, but we could just be friends, if that's the case. I'm not going to marry and be with for the rest of my life or for a big chunk of my life with a man who will not sexually satisfy me. I deserve to be sexually satisfied. Women deserve to be sexually satisfied. I deserve multiple orgasms. I deserve that shit. And I deserve for my husband or my mate to give me that. So when a woman has had a lot of experience, she has a larger grading curve. So I can tell you in a second how you measure up. And men don't like that. That's the thing about slut shaming, is that you want a woman with experience, because no man really wants a woman without it, unless he too has no experience. But an experienced man would like to have a woman who knows her way around, so that she's not having to teach her stuff and, no, your teeth, ow, oh, you don't want to go through all that.
Right.
You want to be pleasured. We're adults, we have adult sex, we want to be pleasured. But then the issue is, yes, I want a woman who understands how to not bite my penis when she's sucking it. However, how did she learn how to suck other penises? And then this thing starts happening in your head. And so if you shame a woman for doing her sexual due diligence, if you shame a woman for doing her sexual research, then you make her feel bad for doing something, for gaining knowledge. I believe every woman should go into every situation knowing what her options are, sexually and otherwise. You have to know what's out there. Now, it may not take 45 people to get that done. You might be able to do that in 2 or 3 people, but do a little research on personalities, finances, penises, and just men in general, all very different. And so that way when you settle down, your husband knows she's with me because I'm the best. I've got the best penis. I've got the best attitude. She likes mine better than everyone else's. It's not about who's first. It's about who's last.
Any questions, Black America? Are there any questions to what you just heard from the studio audience concerning the whore and what she said that you heard her saying in that interview? Do you Negroes now understand, with this being the third and final installment in How Do Black Women #divest from Themselves, Part 3? Do you understand now why I asked that question the way I asked it? And why we say things like, don't waste your time arguing with these women? And why women being out of pocket for hundreds of years in the black community is the reason why Blackistan and the dusty beta male exists. What you just heard, see, and let me make sure that I am very clear on this, okay? Because I don't want anybody to miss a step. A small thinking person would say, oh, well that's just one hoe. That's just one hoe that sound like a porn star or something. Just talking shit. That's her messed up mentality. That don't account for all black women. Oh God, I can't laugh with all this fucking dry coughing. But that is what a small-minded person would say. What a person with a bigger brain would realize before they open their mouth is that you can take what this woman said and the reality of black women in this culture, and the fact that we have 70% out of wedlock birth rates, abortions, black women lead the nation in abortions, black men lead the nation in the amount of people locked up in jail and prison, the amount of these females that are on Instagram and Snapchat prostituting themselves for attention and money. And what you will be able to understand is that all you have to do is connect the dots to realize that what this whore, this admitted, proud, cum-guzzling, penis holster, sperm receptacle, semen dumpster was talking about is how most black females, and really a lot of females overall in our society, think nowadays. This is how they think, and this is how they reason. They just don't have the balls, or I guess I should say the ovaries, to come out and say it on a public platform and make a complete fucking idiot out of themselves on a DJ Vlad interview, who I believe is a white man, in front of the world like she did. Now, for those of you who don't know who Karrine Superhead Steffans is, if you didn't hear what she said in the interview, let's read who this happy hooker is. Says hip-hop is often criticized for being over-sexualized with lyrics that are viewed as misogynistic and leading ladies in music videos cast only as objects in a male gaze fantasy. In the late 90s and the early 2000s, hip-hop video models were often showcased as voiceless partiers, but behind the scenes hip-hop fans had no clue what happened after the director yelled. That all changed in 2005 when video vixen Karrine Steffans released her memoir, Confessions of a Video Vixen, and opened Pandora's box to the not-so-glamorous life of a hip-hop video girl. Karrine Steffans was born in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and moved to Florida when she was 10 years old. For those of you talking about going down to the Caribbean islands, think Rihanna in this trick. I told y'all, the only thing to change about the black femfale when you talk about the Caribbean islands is the fucking location. That here we have hood rats, there they have Caribbean rats. Go figure. Says Steffans would later move to New York City and then settle in Los Angeles in 1999. In her memoir, Confessions of a Video Vixen, Steffans talks openly about her childhood being filled with abuse and neglect. At 16, she ran away from home and began working as an exotic dancer. It was during this time that she met, began dating, and eventually had a son with Kool G Rap. During a radio interview with Wendy Williams in 2005, Steffan openly shares her abusive experience with G-Rap. She also admits that it was in this relationship that she learned how to give fellatio. Quote, "My relationship with G is what made me know how to give a fellatio, because he made me do it for sometimes 2 hours at a time." She continued, "If I did something wrong, I had to perform until he was happy, and that was part of the abuse that I went through." Now keep in mind, she calls this abuse, but this is the same 40-year-old hoe that is talking about how she can suck any dick and swallow any cum of any man that she's in or out of a relationship with that she wants, and she can't be judged about it. But the dude that was making her suck his dick, according to her, was abusing her. Right. Okay. Let's keep reading. It was her relationship with G-Rap that introduced her to the world of hip-hop. In 1999, Steffans made her debut as a video model when she appeared in Jay-Z's Hey Poppy video. She would go on to work with R. Kelly. We're gonna leave that alone and keep reading. LL Cool J and Mystical. On the surface, Steffans was just another video model starring in hip-hop videos. Fans of the genre had no clue that she was about to drop a bomb that would change the face of hip-hop as we know it. Really? In her 2005 memoir, Confessions of a Video Whore, Steffans blatantly states the names of rappers, singers, and NBA players that she not only slept with, but rated in bed. Jay-Z, Damon Dash, Aaliyah's fiance, who was supposed to be her husband, DMX, Fred Durst, Usher, Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, and Bobby Brown were just some of the artists that were mentioned in her series of books. During a time when social media and leaked sex tapes didn't exist on the level it does today, this was the biggest leak that hip-hop had ever seen. Steffans took her book on the road and began the conversation about the over-sexualization of video girls in hip-hop. In her no-holds-barred interview, she openly admits to sleeping with married men in the entertainment business and spoke about the money and gifts she received from them. Her books, Confession of a Video Vixen, The Vixen Diaries, and The Vixen Manual, How to Find, Seduce, and Keep the Man You Want, all made the New York Times bestsellers. Yeah, keep the man you want. Yet this bitch has been through 100 different penises, and that's just on the Hollywood side. Right. All made New York Times bestsellers list. And guess who was buying them? Black women. That's right. In each book, she revealed a new relationship that she had been in with a rapper. Steffans spoke about her relationship with Lil Wayne and outed Method Man as being the guy she preferred to as Papa in her previous work. After being heavily scrutinized for publicly discussing her sex life with rappers and other men in the entertainment business, including a few white men sprinkled in there, Steffans had slowly moved away from the limelight. Yeah, she got her 15 seconds of fame. 15 seconds of lame, as I call it. In 2015, Steffans reemerged and was interviewed by Vlad TV. During the interview, she breaks down how she got her nickname Superhead. Steffans also questioned why so many people were offended by the men she dated and her openness with her sex life. When I'm having sex with a man, he's having sex with me. We're having the same fucking sex. So why am I the dirty person here? She continued. And when I realized something very powerful, if I'm seen with my local postman and he's my guy, no one's mad at that. If I'm seen with Wayne or someone else, I'm a whore. So what has Karrine Steffans been up to lately? In 2008, Steffans started her own publishing imprint, Steffans Publishing. She continues to write and has published 9 books in total. In 2016, actor Columbus Short released a video entitled 50 Shades, where he introduced Steffans as his wife. In a major plot twist, Short later denied being married to Steffans after she outed him on Instagram for being a cheater. I ain't gonna even touch that. The story has gotten even more eyebrow-raising now that Steffans has recently accused Short of bigamy. These days, Steffans no longer goes by the name Superhead. She is now teaching people how to write their own memoirs. Using her members-only site, The Gorgeous Girl Guide, she offers services in personal branding. Yeah, she offers services, alright. Slurp, slurp. Manuscript completion and decor. If you follow her on social media, you realize early on that her posts are mostly about healthy eating and self-care. Well, I guess so. She done sucked enough dicks to last several fucking lifetimes. What the hell does she need to talk about that anymore for? While the start of her writing and teaching career have been unconventional, Steffans continues to successfully blaze her own trail and play by her own rules. So black men, aside from asking black women the question, yet again for the third straight time, of how can they hashtag divest from themselves, when a majority of them think like this hoe, and that is obvious, it's apparent in the amount of just the amount of negative statistics in the black community, you know, from teen pregnancy to STD rates to abortions to the type of men they lay down and spread their legs for. I mean, it's more than apparent that this female is a microcosm of what black womanhood, unfortunately, in the black community by and large has become. Okay? So with that being said, let me tell you some of the problems that I have with this female. And since she talked about and brags about being such a good unapologetic dick sucker, we're going to go ahead and we're going to scroll here so you can see the Hollywood penises that she's tasted while we talk about my issue with this hoe. Okay? Now, my issue with this hoe, believe it or not, is not about her being an unapologetic whore. It's not even about her talking about how she should be able to have as much sex as she wants and not be, you know, criticized or shunned for it. My problem with this hoe is that, like most black females, she's being disingenuous. And what do I mean when I say she's being disingenuous? Damn, Busta Rhymes blew up. What I mean is she's talking about people only have a problem with women who suck a lot of dick and are promiscuous and loose in the pussy, which unfortunately is a majority of females nowadays, especially in the black community, if they're with certain types of men. That is a fucking lie. Because there are celebrity couples, there are rich and famous couples that are together for long periods of time. Nobody cares if she wakes up every morning sucking his dick and goes to sleep every night swallowing his cum. If they're together for a long period of time, like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, you don't hear anybody calling Angelina Jolie a hooker or a whore or a slut or a thought or a ghetto gagger, right? Because she was with Brad Pitt for a very long time before they broke up. Okay? People call a hoe because she is sleeping with a large amount of men. I don't have a problem with her saying that it takes two to have sex. Remember, I'm not hypocritical, because remember what I told y'all. I separated myself from certain black men, some of whom I won't, bring myself to mention on here, because of I realized a couple of months ago that these black females, the reason why they're acting so stupid, the reason why they're doing what they're doing and getting away with it, is because these Negroes are enabling them, because you have a lot of these niggas that like nasty pussy like that of Karrine Steffans. They like dirty throat too. Okay? They like to come in places where other men have came, where many other men have came. They like females like this. One of the reasons is because these type of women are easy to get sex from. And the other reason is because, like she said, a lot of these guys are raised by, baby mama savages, and so the only thing they know, the only way they know to measure themselves is the same way whores like her with her warped mentality measure men, through their money and through their dick. So most of these men that she's fucking, they only measure themselves by the amount of pussy they can get, and the way that she brags, which is usually a lie, about him laying down that pipe. Everybody knows that women lie to men all the time about sex. And sometimes men lie to women all the time about how good they are in bed too. Okay? So she actually thinks that most men are measured by their money and their dicks. This is why we told y'all these females are fucking insane and they are disingenuous. Which is why you should not waste your time arguing with them. And when it comes to the modern day female, you should really stay away from the hoe. Now keep in mind, as I'm scrolling, these are the men that this bitch has fucked over the course of the last 20 something years. Okay? This is a better website to see the amount of dick she sucked. But the other problem that I have with, this 40-year-old, past her prime, mediocre pussy, probably STD infested having asshole, is that she's talking about, being proud to be a whore, which I don't have a problem with, but this will be the same fucking hoe that will accuse black men of being ain't shit niggas, of being dogs, because, they're fooling around and screwing around with other women. Now, this really shows you how fucked up these black females' minds are. Now, in that DJ Vlad interview that I let you hear, that 11 minutes of filth that hoe was talking, she was talking about basically being an unapologetic hoe. And her argument was, if men can do it, women should be able to do it too, right? Yet this is the same thought in the same breath. And keep in mind, this is a 40-year-old woman with at least one kid. I haven't looked at her Wikipedia. She probably has more than one kid. I don't give a fuck, okay? You notice she's a single baby mama, 40 years old, okay? Never mind how her children are being raised, okay? If she has a daughter, you already know how that daughter is going to grow up, okay? But keep in mind, she accused Columbus Short, who she dated and I guess briefly married for a while, of cheating on her. Yet well before she got anywhere near Columbus Short, she was sucking the penises of all of these dudes. And she said clearly in that interview that she should be able to fuck who she wants to fuck, suck the penis of any man. Again, these are her words, not mine, baby. These are her words. I didn't say this. She did. She should be able to suck and fuck any man that she wants to. Which means that if she's with a man, she also said, hold on. She also said she married a man once with a small penis. I don't know if that was Columbus Short or one of these other niggas. And she said she could not stay loyal to that man because he had a small dick, because she deserves to be sexually satisfied. So by that line of reasoning, if it's okay for her to be perfectly cool with cheating on her husband, or leaving her husband, cheating on her boyfriend, or leaving her because he's not sexually satisfying her because he has a small dick and she should be able to be as promiscuous of a little fucking hoe, a video vixen porn star as she wants to with whoever she wants to at her convenience because it makes her happy, then why shouldn't it be okay for a man, and in this case, since it's obvious she dates mostly men in the so-called music industry, to do the same thing to her? She actually had the audacity to go to the tabloids and the news people and tell them that actor Columbus Short was cheating on her. Hold the phone, bitch. And see, this is why black men, you're the ones who need to divest, because these bitches make no fucking sense. Okay, this is why you do not argue with these hoes. Look how many dicks she sucked. She has no problem with doing it. But when a man does it, he's a cheater. He's a dog. He's an ain't shit nigga. Right? And then we have to think of, okay, these females have made it apparent that they have absolutely no fucking problem with being whores. Most of them don't come out and say it like this bitch does, but they show it in their actions on social media. God, she even fucked Big Pun and Fat Joe. Damn. And again, y'all got to keep in mind, these are just Hollywood guys and music, hip-hop industry guys. Okay? We have to ask the legitimate question. If you have no problem fucking this many men, and you have no problem in saying that you can't stay loyal to your husband, even though marriage is a lot more than sex. Marriage is supposed to be a union between two people, right? If you have no problem with that, and you know this bitch done cheated on men that she's with, and justified it too, then not only why is it not okay for a man to cheat on you, but why should I, as a black man, see you as anything other than what you admittedly are? A dick-sucking and riding, promiscuous, STD-infested, wide-open vagina, mediocre pussy-having, ratchet-thought-ass hoe. Why should I see you as anything more than that? You tell me. Seriously. Again, black women, back to the question at hand. How do you divest from yourselves? Even if y'all, I want y'all to picture this. Black women. Picture this. Why should I, as a black man, or as a man period, see you as anything more than what you admittedly are? A dick-sucking, thought-ass hoe that is unapologetic about being a slut. Why should I see you as anything more than a piece of ass and an easy fuck? See, the problem with whores like Miss Karrine Steffans, or aka Superhead, who had no problem having that nickname, is the same problem with sisters overcoming stereotypes, the same problem with black women divesting from Blackistan, hence the title of this video series, How Can Black Women Divest from Themselves? Because themselves are Blackistan. They want to play both sides. See, they want to be the loose booty hoe that, fucks with the thug, leaves the educated lame on the sidelines. But then when they get up in age around where this hoe is, then they want to find some fucking weak-minded ass, educated lame ass simp to prop them up and take care of them like Kerry Washington, when that's not the lifestyle that they've lived. Okay? They've lived a life of sodomy. They've lived a life of perversion. They've lived a life of sexual deviancy. Okay? Now, this goes to where I talked about why I respect women in the porn industry, some of them, more than I respect women in our regular society. Because at least the hoes in the porn industry are honest, on camera and off, with who and what the fuck they are. Okay? Whereas you have a lot of these delusional bimbos like Cynthia G talking about dusty beta male coons, but will open her legs and let a dusty beta male coon raw dog her. Crystal and Kerosene talking about swirling and sisters overcoming stereotypes, and we want character over color. Yet she has guys like Veganator and Angel Ramirez on her fucking channel, and her husband is nowhere to be found. You have a lot of these females that are disingenuous, and they want to play both sides of the fucking spectrum. They want to be hoes, and they want to be housewives. Now, I believe that there's a saying that's been around for the last 20 years, and it may have been longer than that. You can't turn a dick-sucking fucking hoe into a house fucking wife. Okay? The mere fact that this bimbo got married 2 or 3 times and accused her last husband, Columbus Short, of cheating is indicative of what I talk about how disingenuous and how fucking delusional and contradicting these bitches are, which is why they shouldn't be leading anything except the meal preparation in the kitchen. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. And I want to ask you black female, I want to ask both black men and black women this question. Okay? Now, black men, starting with you. A lot of you Negroes, you would consider a female that looks like this a dime piece. Some of you, your dicks are even stamped right now looking at this filthy, disgusting hoe. Okay? You get with a female like this, and then she does you dirty. But you knew what she was on before you got with her, because word on the street or word in the industry is that she's an easy lay, as the Brits would say. How can you really, and I asked the same exact thing of them niggas that was on Nyla Says, that live stream that I caught them on, that I shared with you guys a couple of months ago. How can you blame anybody other than your fucking self? How? Tell me how. Now, for black women, I have a legitimate question. A lot of y'all will pretend like y'all don't associate with what this hoe associates herself with. Okay? Admitting to doing all manner of nasty things with all manner of men. But even if, and I know a lot of you black women don't like it. I know a lot of y'all wish men like me and my voice would disappear off of YouTube. But let's just say you had the power to cause niggas like me to disappear. Let's just say that what Simone 56 and her hit list failed to do, y'all were able to successfully do, and wipe every black man who had a voice saying something, critiquing you and calling you out for your fuckery went away. We all disappeared. And you had the internet all to yourself. Let me ask you a legitimate question, and it's in direct correlation with the title of this 3-part video series. And I'll conclude with this. If every black man calling you on your bullshit was gone, do you still think you could get and keep a man? That's a rhetorical question. Talk to you later, guys.
Bustin' that, hold I'ma bustin' that your motherfucking mouth. Hold on, take this motherfucker. Hope not bust it, I'ma bustin' that in your mother.